Welcome to the Books Between Friends podcast.
3 lifelong friends,
one shared obsession.
Books.
From epic fantasy to page-turning thrillers.
We dive into the stories we love
And the ones we just can't stop talking about.
So take a seat,
Grab a drink,
and get cozy.
All right, welcome back, book friends. And speaking of cozy, what has been making you guys feel cozy these days? For me, honestly, today, having this day off has just been perfect. I made sure and got all my life admin stuff done over the actual weekend so I could just focus on things I wanted to do today. So it was nice.
That's awesome. So for me, last weekend, I kind of had a not a very productive weekend. Like Saturday, I told you guys last time that I kind of spent all day in bed. I was kind of having a rough day. And so Sunday didn't feel as productive. Well, this weekend, I started off super productive. Like Saturday, I got up, I went to a coffee shop, I got a lot of writing done, and then I took a break and then went to a library to get even more writing done. So that kind of set off my weekend to be super productive. So yesterday I was really productive. I finally got all my Christmas stuff down. I cleaned the whole house. I caught up on reading that I needed to catch up on, and it was just a really great weekend. So that made me feel cozy, made me feel good, because it's okay, I got a lot done in my 2 days, and today I have just been kind of relaxing. So it's been amazing. I love it.
Love that for you. All right, so similar to you, Jen, I had a very productive day yesterday. Not so much today. Today's been kind of even keel. But yesterday, I was texting you all. I got boom, 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 all of this stuff done for our podcast. And so I was just feeling all the productive energy. And so that it does make you feel cozy, because you're just checking things off a list of things that you need to get done. And so just to have it off my plate, at least for, another week, was good. And to get all the things done, we're starting to do more with Pinterest and YouTube. We're starting to be more intentional about our YouTube channel. And so I had all the ChatGPT and I have become very good friends as far as getting brainstorming together. And did you know you can even tell ChatGPT to talk to you in a certain way? It'll give you the option of what kind of tone you want it to take. And so mine is very fun and slay. I love this. This is a great idea. And we're feeling
Yeah.
we're feeling the positive vibes here. This is a great idea, Ethan. I'm oh, thank you. I thought so.
What a hype man.
It's lifting you up.
I know. Yeah. I know. It's feeding into my delusion, but whatever.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Before we dive into part 3 of our discussion of Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, I'm going to kick it over to Ethan for a quick PSA and shout out.
All right. Thank you. Yes, this is your spoiler warning, your PSA, however you want to take that. If you're listening to this episode, we're assuming you've read through chapter 21 of Red Queen. There will be some major spoilers throughout, so protect those ears. Go read it and then come back and join us for the conversation. We'd also like to ask for a quick favor from our loyal listeners. If you have been loving our book chats, we'd really appreciate it if you wrote us a quick review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to our podcast. It helps more book lovers, book friends find us and keeps our little bookish community growing. And we would love to give you a shout out on our next episode too. So please and thank you.
Yes. Please. Okay, so now for a quick summary of this section, chapters 15 through 21. The next morning, Walsh brings Mare a secret note in her tea to meet at midnight. At the midnight meeting with Farley, Maven also shows up and joins the Scarlet Guard with her, and Clorn has already joined as well. They plan an attack at the parting ball, and Maven and Mare agree to help coordinate it. Mare begins training alongside the princes and the other Silvers, and during a sparring session, Evangeline challenges Mare. Though Mare initially holds her own against Evangeline, Evangeline quickly overpowers her, and Cal has to step in to prevent her from killing Mare. But Mare is injured, prompting Maven to swiftly remove her from the arena before anyone notices her red blood. Later, Cal helps Mare practice dancing for the upcoming ball, and the two share a kiss during one of their dancing sessions. At the ball, the rebellion's plan is set into motion. Disguised as servants, Scarlet Guard members open fire, plunging the palace into chaos. And Mare cuts the lights to help the rebels escape. But an unexpected bomb explosion makes it clear that the plan has gone off the rails. Several Scarlet Guard members, including Farley and Clorn, are captured. In the aftermath, while Farley is being tortured, Ptolemus Samos, Evangeline's brother, rushes into the cell and kills Tristan. And he almost kills Clorn too, but Mare uses her ability to stop him. Later, Julian helps Mare break Clorn and the other prisoners out of the palace. Though she's shot in the process, the prisoners are freed, and Farley promises that they will meet again soon.
Dun,
And
dun,
that's
dun.
the section.
This
Yeah.
was a really great few chapters. Like so much
Yeah.
happened here.
Yeah,
A lot.
I think a lot really happened towards the last two chapters here in this section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
For
I
sure.
finished, I remember texting you guys like, y'all, 20 and 21 are action packed. And they were.
And yet
Oh my
again, I feel like that was a
God.
perfect stopping point.
Yes, I know.
I was really
Somehow
upset
we just
last
always
night.
calculate it well.
I know. I was telling Baxter because he's a person I talk to. I was like,
Baxter is her beagle, for those of you who don't know.
Oh yes. I was
Yes,
like,
the
why,
beagle.
why? I
Yeah.
was like, why did we have to stop here? I like turned the page and like, nope. Okay, stop. So
Yeah.
No, restrain yourself.
thankfully, it was 11 o'clock and I was already tired. So I was like, all right, I should go to bed.
Time for bed.
Yeah. 21-year-old you would never.
No,
I know. All
11
right.
o'clock
So
exactly.
now to dive into our discussion, just a quick reminder that we do a 3-2-1 structure, meaning we will each share 3 things that stuck out to us from this section, 2 character moments, and 1 theory or prediction. So to start us off on the 3 things, my first thing is I just feel like there's something really fishy with Cal's mom's death. So there's several points throughout this section where things get brought up revolving her death that make it seem like something else nefarious was going on whenever that happened. So in chapter 15, Julian tells Mare that she was killed. Then in chapter 18, she learns that Sarah Skonos, the healer that healed her after that sparring match with Evangeline, she was actually Cal's mother's best friend. And she can't talk now because her tongue was cut out for, quote, saying things she shouldn't have after Cal's mom's death. So, obviously she was saying something that caused her to get punished in this way. And then in chapter 21, Julian tells Mare that they said it was a suicide and he believes that she was actually murdered. So, obviously the question is what the heck actually happened to her? I think Ethan, you might have been the one to bring up obviously Alara is suspect number 1 in my head. Probably,
Yeah.
I would assume for you guys too. But what do y'all think?
Yeah, I read this part and I was like, okay, so confirming what we were already suspecting, right?
Yeah.
This 100%, like something happened here. Enough to where Julian is he's very resentful, bitter, angry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that something happened as well. Unfortunate, how fortuitous or how convenient is what I'm looking for. How convenient for Alara that the only person that apparently knew the truth is Sarah, and she can no longer speak about it, and Alara is the only one that can
Right.
actually get inside of her head. And so to find out what actually happened. And I'm assuming Alara already knows what happened because I think she's the perpetrator. But I just thought we're starting to get some dominoes fall into place. What caused, or I don't know what was the reason behind it, if Alara just wanted power, or if maybe Cal's mother knew something that she wasn't supposed to, or she found out something she wasn't supposed to.
Well, remember
Oh,
Julian
yeah.
made the comment that he said, she was trying to change things and make things better. So,
Yeah,
she was
he
trying
did say that.
to make a better kingdom. She was trying to probably
Hmm.
show kindness, and that's not what silvers do. Silvers don't show kindness, they show strength and power. And so I
Right.
Hmm.
think that's why she was removed, because she wasn't the right ruler for the kingdom that they wanted, and it sucks because it sounds like Tiberius loved her. So
Right.
can you
Hmm.
imagine
You know?
the kingdom that they would have ruled together, which honestly points the finger back to Alara, which
Yeah.
she's the evil one of the two. Like, yes, they're
Hmm.
both evil, but the one pulling on the strings is her, not him,
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
You
just
Well,
the
know?
puppet.
okay. While you were talking, it just made me think, okay, so she's a whisperer, right? Is that what her ability
Yeah.
is called? And so she can like read people's memories and minds, but that also, I think, allows her to control them, I
Yes.
think,
Yeah.
similar to what Julian does. And I wonder if she's controlling the king to like be this, ruthless, evil
Oh,
ruler
I didn't even think about
with her
that.
ability.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, she could be.
Another thing I thought of too while we were talking, I was like, what if Cal's mother figured out the truth behind the Reds having some power and she wanted
Oh,
to bring that to light?
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. To create more like an equal, like equality type
Right.
kingdom. Yeah.
Or right some wrongs, like
Yeah.
Yeah. Give
let's
them more
reveal the
rights.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my point number two is I'm still worried about whether or not we can trust Maven. I honestly didn't expect him to be the brother to join up. And like, obviously not so soon. Like, this happened right away in chapter 15 when Mare went to that meeting to like, it was like an initiation, sort of, and Maven was there. And that was totally unexpected for me. And there was a moment in chapter 18 after Julian, I think, was asking Mare about how close she's getting with Maven. And he says, I'm just trying to help you. Maven is his mother's son. And that's why you're in danger from everyone, even Maven, even me. Anyone can betray anyone. And you are playing a game as someone's pawn. And like, I think, Ethan, you were the one who was saying last time that there's going to be a major betrayal. And so, like, I'm going into this section with that in my head. And then Julian says this about Maven. And I was also like, just surprised by how quickly he joined the cause, that,
Yeah.
it just kind of seems suspicious to me. And I don't fully trust him, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So there was a comment that Cal made about Maven that I was like, okay.
Oh,
So Cal doesn't really say anything about his brother. Like, Maven has a lot to say about Cal, but Cal doesn't really have a lot to say about Maven. Like, he keeps to himself for the most part, right? But there was one part where he was talking to Mare, and he says, Maven, I'll never be the prince Maven is. And what I think that he meant by that
Okay.
is that politically he won't be the prince that Maven is. So making it seem like Maven is not what he's really showing to be. Like, he's not who he says he is, because he's playing the game well. That's how I took that comment, because Cal is more about, like, military strategy, fighting. Like, that's his thing. Maven
Yeah.
is not that. That's not his strength. I think his strength is the political corruption, and he knows how to play the game well. So that really made me
Yeah.
raise my eyes after what Julian said about Maven
Yeah.
being his mother's son.
yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to reserve my thoughts on Maven because he's one of my character choices.
Okay.
But I love his character. I do.
Yeah.
I am incredibly suspicious of him, especially after this section. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he joined the Scarlet Guard. Hello, who's not part of the Scarlet Guard at this point? Like,
Right?
Yeah.
that's what it made it seem like, because he joined so quickly. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
who
Right.
should I expect next in here, walking in here anytime? Alara?
Well, and it was his guard who brought him there. So a lot of the guards and servants are probably part of this too,
It's so
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
I am saving more of my thoughts on Maven because, like, my theory and prediction it revolves around him.
Okay.
So,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, definitely side-eyeing Maven here. And then something about the bomb, that's my third point. Okay, who the heck set off the bomb? Because in chapter 21, before they broke them out of the dungeons, Mare took the time to question Farley about it, and she swore that it wasn't them. And so
Maybe.
right. So I'm like, okay, someone at the palace must have done it because the Scarlet Guard didn't do it, you know? And so who would want to like essentially sabotage this whole mission, right? That's basically what this bomb was about. I mean, is Maven a double agent? Like this whole section is just like pointing me in that direction, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It could have been Maven, but I'm not also 100% trusting Farley in her word either. You know? Like, I'll say more of what I think of Farley because she's one of my character moments, but just because she said she didn't do it doesn't mean she didn't do it.
True. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I still think Maven at that
It
point.
could be. Yeah, it could
because,
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Farley is not innocent in this at all either. But I think you're onto something as far as a double agent goes. Like that's where I started leaning towards as well. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, especially
yeah.
considering his silver power is fire related. Like, who's to say he
Right.
couldn't have set it off remotely? You know, because of that. So
That's a really
yeah,
good
it's
point. Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, super. I'm with you on the side eye.
Or he could have set it up to where like he knew Cal was going to fight back. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, what if like Cal accidentally set off
To
the
try
bomb?
to take him out.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that would fall into his like master manipulator if he is this master
Yeah.
manipulator.
Right,
That
yeah.
could, and he could eventually pin it on him. You know,
Right.
Yeah. Right.
my gosh, what if he's forcing him and what if he's forcing Mare and Cal, like forcing them to
trap.
have time together, like forcing them to have time together where there's an attraction and now they're the perfect fall couple, you know, like they planned this
Yeah.
together the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the whole couple thing, but as we were talking, I'm like, wait, but Cal has the same abilities. He could have accidentally set it off because he immediately stepped into action, and Cal and
Right.
Megan probably knew that was going to happen. And so, like,
Right,
as
yeah,
he was
so he
trying to fight the
planned
rebellion,
that.
yeah,
Crazy.
Oh my.
Yeah. All right, Ethan, what are your three things?
Okay. Let me know how y'all feel. Like after talking about this now, like I feel a little slightly different about Maven because I kind of hope that this
Okay.
is true because that would be an incredibly interesting character to read. But let me know how y'all feel because I feel blah about the princes so far
Okay.
with how they interact with Mare at least. Them individually, I like their characters, but when they interact with Mare, I'm like, okay. I'd rather at this point just Mare be her own independent, strong woman self because I don't really feel the chemistry either way between these characters. I mean, at first I thought
Okay.
Maven was gay, and he was, you know, like not attracted to Mare at all. But now having them had their couple of moments, I'm like, okay, there is like slight chemistry there, and apparently her and Cal,
Yeah.
you know, smooching when they have a time, but. I don't know. I'd be fine with the lack of romance here. I'd be fine with just focusing
Yeah.
on the story. That's obviously not how it's going to go, but how do y'all feel about it all?
I like it, but I mean, look who you're asking, you know?
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. Jen's always gonna seek out the romance, so
100%, 100%. As far as chemistry goes, I think there is chemistry literally on both sides. Like, at least the way I'm reading it. I like a good forbidden romance, you guys. Like, those are my favorite. I love seeing things that aren't supposed to be happening. And so Cal and Mare are a forbidden romance.
yeah.
I love the secret, you know, stolen moments. I love that yearning, you know, and he's obviously yearning after her.
Yeah.
So that to me, I like that, and to me, I do see chemistry there. Do I want them to jump into something right now? Absolutely not. I am right there with you, Ethan. I want to see more about the rebellion. I want to see what people's motives are. I want to see like what is going on.
Yeah.
So I really like that Victoria doesn't focus that much on these romances, you know?
Yes. Yeah, I would
It's
agree
not
there.
like the
Yeah.
main event.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm like, I see glimpses of a little bit of chemistry, but like between both of them. But yeah, I don't feel it as much like you said, Ethan. It's just from Maven, like because I'm suspecting him now, I almost feel like he's kind of like pushing it as a manipulation tactic.
Right.
And then with Cal, I think it might be genuine that he actually has these feelings for her. But yeah, I don't know that I see like that full on chemistry as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's more books, so we have more time to develop any of that
True.
to
Yeah.
possibly happen. So as the books grow, like sure I wouldn't mind seeing it, but as of right now, I like where the story is
Yeah.
and the focus on it. I like, of course I always love the political stuff, and seeing
Yeah.
all of the inner workings of it is like top tier for me.
Yeah.
Okay, second question. Are y'all having as much of a hard time reading people's intentions as I am? Now that we've spoken about this, obviously, like this, I wrote these notes before we started talking, obviously,
Yeah.
but everyone is still like, even though we've talked about Maven here, he's still a question mark to me.
Right.
I kind of love it, but it's also kind of driving me insane that I can't pinpoint because usually I'm pretty good at rooting myself in the reality of the story and being able to tell where the story's going. Like I'm usually pretty, and I feel like the three of us are, especially, Rebecca Yarros, I feel kind of has to draw that out of you because she hints at everything with such nuance that you have to question everything.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm feeling here. Like I can't pinpoint anything and it's driving me crazy, but I love it because it keeps me guessing.
Yes.
And I don't get enough of that as a reader, honestly. So I'm enjoying that aspect. What do y'all think?
I have to agree. Like, I feel like I'm being pushed and pulled both ways as far as like who to believe, who's the good guy. Is there even such a thing as good right now? Like, I just feel like everybody has their own motives and intentions in the middle of this war. I don't know which one's a good one though. Like, you have Farley over here who says she's fighting for the res, but is she really? Then you have, the Silvers who just want to hold on to their power, to their strength, I don't know. But the other thing too, like I keep going back and forth between Cal too. Like I feel like we get a little bit from Maven where like he's talking down about his brother and he's talking about how Cal doesn't care. Cal, wouldn't, what was exactly what he said? That he doesn't have what it takes to make the necessary sacrifices for change or
Right.
something like that. So like Maven tried to talk bad about his brother, but then you actually see the good side of Cal. Like you're back and forth on who to believe. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Like I cannot figure it out either. And you can't really take anyone's word serious either because it's like you want to believe what Julian is saying, but Julian
Right.
also has secrets of, himself. So can we
He
actually
has his own
believe what
motives.
he's saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And he even said it himself, like, even I could betray you, like,
Yeah.
not just Maven, So, and I'm right there with you, Ethan. I'm just like, you can't trust anybody. Like, nobody's safe,
yeah.
This is, even though this is YA, it feels very Game of Thrones in that respect because you don't know who you can trust. And so
Yep.
it's very
Yeah.
mature on that level because it is written in a way where you're like, okay, like I can't imagine my 17-year-old brain reading a YA like this, being able to keep up with that.
It's
Like
a
I would just
lot.
take it
Yeah.
for what it is
Yeah.
and just go with it. But now I'm like, oh, that's really okay. I like that quite a bit. It's like good
Yeah.
on you, Victoria.
Right.
Well, it's what keeps you like pulled in, it keeps you intrigued, like trying to figure out where the story is going because I still
Right.
don't know. I still don't even know how this damn war started. Like they keep saying that it's over land, but there has to be way more than that.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
So,
All right. And then my third thing that stuck out to me was the night of the party. Okay, how did y'all feel about Mare having to endure all that? Because it read kind of gross to me, not because of Mare, but because of Maven.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It made me, I mean, another point against Maven here. I still love his character, by the way. But it
Yeah.
made me uneasy that Mare has barely known these people, but has been read all of her life, so she knows the injustice firsthand, and she's having a much harder time with these deaths or potential deaths that are going to happen that night than Maven is. Even
Yeah.
though Maven
Yeah.
says he's still struggling with it, it's difficult for him too. I don't believe him. Like, I
Yeah.
don't
Mm-mm.
believe him when he's saying it, because she hasn't known these people very long, and she has every
Yeah.
right to hate these people.
Yeah.
And she's struggling, and he's not, in my opinion. What do y'all think?
Yeah,
Well,
I
Mare,
agree. Like
yeah.
when she almost had that breakdown, he was the one that was like, it's gonna be worth it. Like it's a necessary sacrifice. That's one thing he kept saying, a necessary sacrifice. And yeah, to your point, she didn't know much about these people. She's barely started to get to know their names, let alone like, know them on a personal level. And
Mm-hmm.
she like almost had a breakdown at the ball, like looking at them in the eyes, like shaking their hands, and she almost couldn't do it. But yeah, Maven just seemed like, I don't know, this is what we need to do, and very
Mm-hmm.
cold about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minute she saw like that last person that I guess was on the hit list, and
Hmm.
his twin, that's where she lost it. Because Mare sees people as human beings. She doesn't have any
Right.
prejudice against these people. She hates them for the way that they treat the Reds, but just people, like innocent people who don't need to die. She sees
Hmm.
everybody, for being human. And yeah, I don't think that he struggled at all either. Just like you said, Ethan, like there was no struggle there. Like he easily gave it up. And I could tell from the meeting he was having with Farley, like he was going to be fine with all of the violence and all of the killing and everything that was
Yeah.
supposed to be necessary. So yeah, I felt for Mare here. And then like having to hold the light so that people could escape while you're in the middle of this chaos. I can't even
Hmm.
imagine. I already imagined her crouching on the floor in a little ball, while everything is like shit, just happening around you. Like that's exactly what I was imagining in my head
Yeah.
while I'm thinking of this poor girl trying to hold on to her power like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are my three things, and yeah, I'm after our discussion so far, I'm excited to talk about predictions and theories. So,
So my first thing was really stuck out to me was the prince's contribution to this war. Like Maven and
Hmm.
Cal, they're each contributing in their own way and they're each doing it in very different ways. And like that really caught my attention because now Cal is also going to be going into this war. And he's
oh
leading
yeah,
his
I
own
forgot about
legion
that.
at the war, at the front of the war. Like he's actually going to go in and
Hmm.
he intends to actually fight. He's not just going to be there as a symbol, he's going to fight. And so this is what he tells Mare. He says, "This is the first completely silver legion going into the trenches. They're going to fight with the Reds, dressed as Reds, serving with Reds. The Lakelanders won't know who they are when they get to the choke. And when the bombs fall, when the enemy tries to break the line, they're going to get more than they bargained for. The Shadow Legion will take them on." So that's Cal. And then, as we already
Yeah.
discussed, Maven joins the Scarlet Guard. And like I said, he immediately gives up four really important names. So, like, they're each contributing. And what I love about this is, like, who's doing the most good here? Who is
Hmm.
going about this the right way? Like, I don't know yet. Like, is Cal doing the right thing by what he's doing? Is Maven doing the right thing by what he's doing? Like, I can't tell. And that's what I love about this part, you know?
Yeah.
What do y'all
Yeah.
think?
So again, like we've already talked about how I'm really suspecting Maven in this section. So like I'm not gonna lean towards like he's the one doing the right thing. And then Cal, I almost feel like is just a little bit ignorant of like the reality of what's going on in this war. Like this war is a farce, in my opinion.
Of course.
And like they don't need to be fighting this war
Right.
realistically. So like what is the true motive behind the war? And he's volunteering to go out there and like with good intentions to fight side by side with the Reds and lead a Silver Legion, but at the end of the day you're just putting more young people out on the front to go get killed. So no one's right in my opinion.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what's so great about this
Yeah.
section. It's like
Yeah.
they're both trying to do something about it, but
Right. In different ways.
yeah, who's on the right side here? I don't know.
My my inner cogs of my brain are at work here. I'm about to come up with like a radical theory like I normally do. Hello, my theory about Riddick and Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is an extension of Maven's manipulation here. And he's actually the one manipulating Cal into thinking that he needs to do this to get him out of the picture.
Hmm.
Like he might potentially
Okay.
die on the front. And yeah.
And thinking about who their
Okay.
targets were of that night.
Right.
You have a family man, a lieutenant Macanthos or Colonel Macanthos,
Colonel.
Colonel. Yeah.
Colonel, and then you have Evangeline's brother
Yeah.
as targets.
Yeah.
And there was another one, but those three stick out in particular because you have this family man, you have the well-respected colonel, even though she questioned the queen, and you have Evangeline's brother, perfect targets to get more Silver sympathy, right? And for Silvers to want to get enraged about. So I think those targets were very purposeful as well. Like that was
For
very
Maven
thought
to
out. And
point
who
out.
supplied the targets' names? Maven did.
Maven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
To
Okay.
cause chaos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Hal is as ignorant as what you just said, Steph, but I'll talk more about him once I get to my character development.
Okay.
But you could be right, Ethan. He is being manipulated by Maven, and he's just pulling all these strings because remember what I said? Lara is the one pulling the strings here. Like you can definitely tell she's the one manipulating the king. And with Julian saying that Maven is his mother's son, like
Yeah.
I'm just so upset here.
I'm hoping all of this is true, actually. Like, this would be
Yeah.
so interesting to read. I want to read it.
Okay, so my second point is Mare's first training session. A lot happens during the first training session. They go out and train and she gets to see like what everybody else is doing. And even the first time she engages in the sparring or whatever, like that was all super interesting. But what really stood out to me was like in the very beginning when she first got there, she was watching some of the other Silvers practice their magic. She pointed out that Elaine can disappear. Oliver is a wind weaver. One of the houses, they are eyes, meaning that they could see in the immediate future. And this is exactly,
Precogs.
yeah. And so this is
That's
her
cool.
thought after she saw that. She said, or she was thinking, just imagine what they can really do. So strong, so powerful. And these are only the kids. And just like that, my hope evaporates, shifting into fear. And I'm feeling for her because just like you said, Steph, she is 17 already dealing with some heavy ass shit. Now she's in the middle of this big ass war, faking to be a Silver among some very powerful people that could all easily kill her. Like I would be scared shit too. So that just really stood out to me. I was like, oh my girl, oh, I feel so bad. Like what's gonna happen
Scary.
to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I need her to own her power and be like Storm and the X-Men and like where she's covered
Yes.
in
Yeah.
lightning and just like start floating. Like
Yeah.
that's what I need.
Yes.
Yeah, but she's starting off with her training, and all of these other Silvers have had a lifetime already,
Exactly.
honing their
Yeah.
powers. So it sucks.
It makes me very,
does.
very nervous for her.
Yeah. And again, I just love the way Victoria writes here because because I remember reading that line, I was like,
Yeah.
well, when you put it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is scary.
I
You're
was
just like,
I
fuck.
was depressed along with her.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
So yeah, that really stood out to me. And then the third thing was Julian's ability, aka the singer. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
you guys, what a power. I guess like when we first like got introduced to him, I did not stop to question what his ability was, right? Like he even said that too. He was like, I'm surprised you never asked,
Yeah.
And so this is what he tells her about his power. He said, I can't read minds, I can't control thoughts, I can't speak into your head, but I can sing. As long as someone hears me, as long as I can look into their eyes, I can make a person do as I wish. And this kind of reminds me of a siren. Didn't y'all think about that whenever he said sing?
It didn't come to mind, but I can see what you're saying.
Okay. So I'm honestly kind of scared of Julian, you guys. Like I'm scared
It's
of his
scary. Yeah.
ability. Yeah. And it may not be as powerful as Alara's power, but
Hmm.
he can also make you forget that he has used his ability on you.
I
Yeah.
know, like, hello, Imogen. Like, that,
Which
Exactly.
brings
it made
into
me think of that.
question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he says he hardly ever uses it, but is that true?
I mean,
I
you wouldn't
know.
know, right? He could just
Exactly.
tell you to forget.
So now I'm like questioning fucking Julian now too. Like that reveal
Yeah.
was a huge reveal, and I'm like, fuck. Like, damn, now I
Right.
can't really trust him either. I thought I could trust Maven with Mare. Now we looks like we can't. I thought I could trust Julian. Looks like we can't. And even Lucas, he even made a comment about how Reds belong in their place in the very beginning. I feel like I can't
Yeah.
trust Lucas now either. Like all the people that
Yeah.
I thought were in her corner.
Trust no
You
one.
guys, yeah.
Well, honestly, like, everything that I've said about Maven could have been done by Julian by proxy. Like,
Yeah.
so you really can't trust anyone.
I mean, they seem to really hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing is that they had an interaction in this section where obviously there's some bad blood between them, and
Yeah.
even Cal, when they were doing their dance practice, it said he has his reasons for not liking Julian,
Well,
and so like what could that
yeah.
be, you know?
I thought that he said that about Sarah. I thought he said he has his reasons for not liking Sarah.
No, he was talking about Maven because Mare asked
But
Cal
Maven not
like,
liking Julian.
yeah, why they
okay.
seem to hate each other. And he didn't really say anything specific, but just that he's got his reasons for it.
Well, then Cal
What
knows
if
what's going
Maven,
on.
I know,
Yeah.
what if Maven caught Julian trying to sing to him one time or sing to the
Ooh.
queen, and that's why he doesn't like him? Because I wondered that too. I was like, why does Maven not? I understand why Cal is a little awkward around Julian, but why does Maven
Yeah.
specifically not like him?
Right. Interesting.
So those are my three things.
Okay.
Ooh, good
Awesome.
convo. Good convo.
Yeah.
I'm just really frustrated with like what's coming next.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It
Yep.
could really go in several different directions.
Exactly.
I'm gonna start reading.
No
tonight.
idea.
Yeah.
No,
So
literally,
good.
me too.
Yeah, me too.
I've been like itching to finish this because I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I need to know.
Yeah. Okay, so that leads us into our next segment, which is our two character moments. So for me, my first one comes in chapter 20 when the king had Cal torture Farley. I got the sense that he really didn't want to do it. And then when Maven convinced him that they could, lay off the questioning and they needed to go like face the people back up in the ballroom, I noticed that he had this like moment of a sense of relief.
Yeah.
And so she said, my grip tightens on Cal's arm, feeling the tense muscles beneath. He relaxes into my touch, looking like a great weight has fallen off of him. So, I'm still holding out hope. And like I said earlier, that I feel like Cal is a little more innocent about like the true machinations and manipulations that are happening behind the scenes. Not just with like how the Silvers treat the Reds, but like with the war and what's going on in the palace, even in his own family. And so I want to believe that he's still good. Like of all the people that I'm like, we can't really trust this person or this person, like Cal is not one of the people that comes to mind. Like I really feel like he has good intentions at heart, even though he's, like misplacing them and like, choosing to use his ability and power to go fight on the front.
Yeah. Yeah, it also sucks too because like he called Mare because obviously he saw Clorn there and he recognized him as Mare's friend. But everybody went with him whenever he went to go look for Mare.
Yeah.
So he had a whole fucking audience and he probably was not expecting
Right.
that.
Yeah. And you could tell this whole time the king was there, Maven was there, like you said, even Evangeline was there and pushing him.
Yeah.
And so, I could tell that he was putting on this facade of being strict and like
Yeah.
powerful and all this stuff when, he really wasn't comfortable in that situation. So
And I really hated that Evangeline called him weak. Like
I
right
know.
when they were all
Yeah.
Yeah,
leaving, she goes, "You were
gross.
weak, my prince." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, get out of here. You're
Can we please
gross.
Yeah.
kill her off?"
No one wants you.
Yeah,
Please.
I need her to be
Yeah.
killed off.
She should have been the target.
I cannot
Honestly.
stand her. I cannot stand her.
Please.
What if she's
Yeah.
working with Maven though?
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
I think, yeah, I'll save that because that's going to talk about my prediction.
Okay.
Okay, okay, woo.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. And then my second character moment was when Julian helped Mare break the prisoners out of the palace in chapter 21. I just loved that moment for him. I know I'm kind of suspecting him a little bit now after our conversation, but I just thought that was a great moment of redemption for him. Like, he has been silent for all of these years and just like living in the shadows, knowing that his sister did not kill herself and that the woman he loved was punished for trying to speak out about it. And so he's, he's finally fighting back in the way that he can, in a pretty cool way. Like, his power is crazy, like we just talked about. And so I was just happy, happy to see this moment for him.
My immediate reaction was not that. When I read that section.
Really?
Yes. Okay. So again, me and Baxter are having these conversations, right? So I'm sitting on the couch and I'm reading this part and I said, "Yo, what the fuck?" I was like, "You did not just tell him the truth. Like, what are you doing, Mare?" I was mad at her, actually.
Really?
For telling
Okay.
him. Because she's panicking, first of all, right? She's panicking
Yeah.
because, they're about to execute her best friend. They're about to find out the truth, so she's in a panic. And the first person she runs to is Julie. "I'm one of them. That was me. I did that." I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
that's how I got that. Like, him, and he immediately reacted and he was pissed, right? So
Yeah.
I think that him helping her, there has to be another motive behind him just like redeeming himself after what happened with his sister. Like, I don't know, because he was pretty pissed that she's involved. And I don't know that it was coming from like I told you to protect yourself kind of thing. I don't know. I just did not get a good vibe from that situation. Like, the minute she told him, I was really upset, but that was just me. Because I'm fearing for her, like, the more she opens up to people, like, I feel for her. And she's like, "Oh, I did that. I joined them." I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. That's fair. And like, my reaction was just like, "Oh, shoot, like, that was a gamble. I don't know if you should have done that." But then I was like, "Oh, good. He is going to help. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're going to do this."
So I'm just going to segue because Julian is my first person to
Okay.
talk about. So I think that's a good segue from you to me.
Perfect.
So if we're assuming that Julian is a good guy here,
Right.
and now that we've talked, I could very much see him not be.
Yeah.
But that aside,
Yeah.
Oh, Victoria.
if he's a good guy, I appreciate what he's doing here, but I would think that this would still be fairly easy to trace back to him, because even if you can erase memories, Alara is still, and she's smart enough to know to not look Julian in the eye, right? She can see him coming from a mile away and she'll automatically put her head down. So I'm wondering, wouldn't that be easy to trace back to him? Because all she has to do is see who doesn't really remember anything, or if anything is out of the ordinary in that way. So in that case,
Right.
it made me worried for him, because it made it seem like this was his final hurrah, that he was going to do this.
Could be.
and
Yeah.
that when he made people forget about them ever having anything to do with this, it wasn't necessarily for his sake, but for Mare's.
Right.
If we're assuming that he's a good guy here.
Right.
So he did all of this knowing that he was going to get caught, probably executed, but Mare's involvement would never be able to be
Trace back to her.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
See, now I'm thinking
Right.
like maybe he is a good guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm loving
could
the
go
way this
either
is written,
way.
because it keeps me on my toes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The second character I'm combining into one because I'm just calling them the brothers.
Yeah.
and this is me just complaining, I need to know more about them. I need to know their histories because I feel like if they're very prominent characters at this point, yet we know nothing about them. We know nothing about them other than they can shoot fire out of their fingertips.
Yeah.
I know.
And so, and who their parents are. So I need to know more about their history, more about their history with Julian, more about Cal's mother, more about Maven's place in the kingdom and how he's been treated. And what their true motivations are. I need to know more. The people want to know.
And I was surprised, and I don't know if I believe, like, when they were joining the Scarlet Guard and Farley was questioning him about why he wanted to join, he talked to her about how he actually spent some time fighting on the front, and he made some friends that were Reds, and one of his best friends that he fought side by side with got killed on the front. And that was like his story and reason for wanting to join. First of all, I was surprised that Maven had already been sent to the front, and it seems like Cal has never been sent to the front, has never fought in the war.
They both
and
have.
then also, like, I question whether or not his little story is true because, again, I'm questioning everything about Maven right now.
Well,
So,
Julian,
I think that's fair.
I think it was Julian who said that the boys both got sent to the front for training. So I think that both have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have both been sent there for training purposes. I don't know if exactly to fight, and I don't know that Maven was actually fighting. I think they were there training, and they got to meet some of the other soldiers and, things like that. I think Cal going for the first time is the first time fighting. But but it was brought up before that both of them have been at the front to train.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know to believe that story either now.
Yeah.
I know. Like,
I don't, yeah.
And it was a little bit of a cliche story too. When he was telling it, I was just like, well, I was already feeling that way at the fact that he was the one that showed up,
And also,
and then
like,
he went into the story, and I was like, I don't believe it.
and also the way he talks about Cal, like he talks very poorly of Cal.
He does. Yeah.
And I don't like that.
yeah, I mean, it just goes to show that if he is this big baddie, that he's a master manipulator, and he will always go for what makes someone feel, right? Because that was a very feel kind of story, right? Like, I saw, like, one of my good friends who was a Red get gunned down in front of me. And not only is he getting Farley on his side, but he's also getting Mare, because she's a Red. And what better way to sympathize, help make her sympathize with you?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So my first character is Cal. I feel like there was a lot of Cal moments that I really liked in these chapters, but that's just me. I still have the feeling that Cal is still the good guy. Like, I'm still seeing good intentions from him, even as much as, like, Maven tried to make him sound like he doesn't care. Like, I'm not seeing that from Cal. Like, I'm seeing the opposite, actually. I think Cal's a really smart guy. Like, earlier you said maybe he was ignorant to, like, what everything was earlier you said that he was ignorant to what was really going on in the war. I think he's actually very smart. Like, I think he knows what's going on, and I think he knows not to act as impulsively as Maven is doing. Like, Maven joining the Scarlet Guard is a very impulsive move,
Yeah.
And so I think Cal, being the strategist that he is, and I've used this analogy before, but, like, he's playing chess and not checkers. Like, he's thinking of, like, all the moves he has to make ahead of time, and is learning to do that very quietly, very behind the scenes, knowing that he doesn't want to attract too much attention on him. So I think him going to the front to show himself at this general is probably him trying to figure out what's going on out there so he can figure out how to help. That's what I think, like, again, I'm seeing Cal as a good guy, so I'm picking up on all these things and making them look like good intentions, right?
Yeah.
I also, of course, love the moment where he kissed Mare. Like, I'm telling you guys, I love these
little romantic moments.
Yeah, and I thought it was so funny that, when Mare was saying, well, isn't the prince's place next to his princess, Evangeline? And he goes, she'll be all right. I'm not going to miss her. And then he goes, but I'll miss you. And I was like,
The squeal.
actually squealed after I saw
Of
I
that.
have
course.
no doubt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Poor Baxter.
I know, he hates it.
How does
And-
Baxter really feel about all this, though?
Oh my God. He side-eyes me so hard. Sometimes he's like, "Ugh,
Yeah. He's probably like, oh, you again.
Another
like,
romance.
again.
Poor
That's
Baxter.
hilarious.
But yeah,
He's just
again-
trying to take his naps.
He's just trying,
I-
man. But yeah, no, again, I like the forbidden romance. Like, I like those stolen
Yeah.
moments and the yearning and stuff. So, like, I was living for that scene. So, yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
think of Cal, you guys. So, I'm
Yeah.
hoping, please, Victoria, please, please, please don't make him into the villain.
I know. Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
said
I
it
think he's the
before.
one we can trust.
Yeah, he's the only one that hasn't been a question mark for me. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so my second person is Farley. I am still not a fan of this woman, y'all.
yeah.
I was grinding my teeth the entire time she was talking to Maven and Mare. I was so mad at that whole situation. She is still coming off as not caring about the innocent lives, no matter if they're silver or red. She talks about sacrifices
Necessary.
that are needed, no matter who it is. She only cares about making a statement. And there was a few comments that she made that really like, ugh. So the first one was the little prince and then the little lightning girl, one a coward, and you, the last time we met, you were scrabbling in the mud for a miracle. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. You know, like
jerk.
when she said that, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck you. And then after Mare revealed her power to her, she goes, we can bomb and burn every inch of this country down. That's why I think that her saying that she had nothing to do with that bomb, to me, that was so, I was like, nah, you had something to do with that. Like, you
I
don't
didn't
care,
catch that. Yeah.
you know?
I totally forgot that she had that line when they were
Yes.
like planning out the attack.
Yeah,
That's
the
crazy.
minute that Mare, like, because Mare was trying to show her, I'm not that
Yeah.
pathetic girl you met. And then
Yeah.
instead, Farley got excited about it. She's like, well, then we can bomb and burn every inch of this country. Like, I was like, yeah, that to me made me like, I don't like this girl. She doesn't care.
Right. Yeah.
And then even Mare questioned her after that. She said, and what about everyone else? What about the kids and the elders and anyone who hasn't signed up for your glorious revolution? What happens when sentinels start rounding them up for punishment when they can't find you? And she didn't really have an answer for that. She talked about sacrificing the sacrifices that are needed. And so like that really just pissed me off. So I am not
Yeah.
a Farley fan, you guys. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Farley fan either. It struck me as genuine the first time reading it when she said we had nothing to do with the bombs. But after talking about it, well, no, I could totally see if she had something to do with it. Yeah, no, she talks about sacrifices are necessary, but she was the first to hop out as soon as she was like,
Oh my
oh, thank
God.
God. You know, like, you're here to save us. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first to hop up, but she was
She was
not
relieved.
turning it down.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, she
Right,
was
yeah,
relieved.
yeah.
And I was like, if you're so willing to make sacrifices, then why aren't you willing to put yourself on the line too? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not a fan so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She clearly is just out for blood, literally.
Yeah.
Like no matter what side.
Yep.
And that can only lead to disaster, obviously, like we saw
Yeah.
here. And so yeah, so now I kind of just like took her at her word when she swore that the bomb wasn't her. And now I'm like also second guessing that. So
Yeah, no. I was like, she's so fucking bluffing. Like, I can't stand this
Yeah.
woman.
yeah, she's awful. She is
Yeah.
not a good leader.
No, she's not.
Okay, so now we get to the last segment of our 3-2-1, which is our one theory or prediction. So I've already said it throughout this episode, you guys, so it's not going to be a surprise to anyone here, but I'm thinking Maven is definitely a double agent at this point. I don't really seeing like I never saw him being the first one of the brothers to join in the first
Me neither.
place.
Yeah.
And the fact that it happened so soon immediately just rose a red flag for me. I was like, this doesn't feel right. You know, and that little story that he had about his red friend on the front dying. I'm like, that sounds like a lie. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't trust him. I think he's the rat. He's a double agent. He's gonna betray Mare.
Yeah. Again, I think this segues very naturally into mine.
Okay.
So yeah, at this point, my sus meter is off the charts for Maven. I like his character a lot, even if this is the case, even if he is the bad guy. He's just interesting. He's incredibly interesting to read. He's complex. I love it. I think Mare is incredibly naive to believe in him as much
Yep.
as she does.
Yeah.
Even when Julian told her, he was like, he is his mother's son. Please listen to
Yep.
me. I have seen, like, she should realize she has seen this child grow up. Like,
Yeah.
he knows Maven.
Yeah.
But again, that's assuming Julian is the good guy. So
Yeah.
I'm going
True.
to extend, I'm going to extend this theory a little bit. I think it's one of two things here. I think it's Alara and Maven teaming up together.
Okay.
Okay.
And
can see
he's
that.
and he's reporting back to her about
Yeah.
every little thing, because
Right.
it struck me as odd of the night of the party when they're all in the base together. Even though there's a lot of people, there's not as many people as there were in the party. So it leads me to believe that Alara still could have been questioning every single one of those people in that room at the same time, especially
Yeah.
considering what happened. But she didn't. And so it made me like, why question if you already know what's happened?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So that's one side of it. My other side is, if everything that I said is still true, but Julian is the one pulling the strings and making it happen.
Oh.
We don't necessarily know how close you have to be for him to look you in the eyes. He could be across the
Yeah.
room and still look you in the eye and
True.
still do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe that's the case. I think that
Yeah.
could be the case. And what I think would be telling is if we notice any side effects from the singing from the Sentinels, and if any other character has had similar side effects in the story, we could kind of trace
yeah.
it back to Julian. Like maybe they have headaches or something, or something like that. I think that would be interesting to see, to read on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now I'm going to be watching out for like any side effects
I
to
know.
see. Ooh. Okay. Well, like, what if Julian is like the master manipulator in all of this? That'd be crazy. And then
That would be
also
crazy.
think
That would be
about
crazy.
it. One of the targets at the ball was the colonel who questioned the queen specifically at that luncheon. So maybe she was the one that fed Maven the names
name,
of people
yeah.
to target. Yeah.
It could be. Yeah. I can totally see the whole
Crazy.
Lara and Maven thing going together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one seems a little bit more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my theory prediction also revolves around Maven, but I took it a little step further on this one. Okay, I think we have another Zayden secret on our hands. So spoiler alert for anyone who has not read the Empyrean series. I think Maven. So as I was writing it originally, my thought was just on Maven, but I think Maven
Okay.
and even Cal may be hiding a second ability. So
Like
Interesting.
from their mom.
both of the queens and their abilities keep popping up into conversation. Like after Julian made the comment about Maven being his mother's son, it made
Yeah.
me believe that maybe they both have their mom's abilities on top of manipulating fire.
Ooh.
So what if having royal blood gives you the ability to get both of your parents' abilities?
Right. Because it has been mentioned that your ability, like the abilities are tied to the family
house.
line and it goes from the dad. So that's why Cal and Maven are both
Right.
burners because their dad is a burner.
Yes. But we
Interesting.
don't know a
But,
lot about
yeah.
abilities. We don't know a lot about how they manifest. I mean, look at Mare. She's
Right. Yeah.
different
Where did
than
she
both
come
silver.
from?
Exactly. She's different than both red and silver. So that's what I'm thinking. And of course, obviously, they're both using it for very different reasons. Like Maven,
Right.
I think Maven knew about the Scarlet Guard, and that's why he immediately joined, because he probably knew about it after what's her face came back from visiting Mare. After Mare came back from visiting her family, he probably read it in her mind and was like, "Oh, you
Ooh.
know, this is my way to
Yeah.
infiltrate," you know. And then showing
Right.
support will be the way to get into her heart easily, you know, because that's where, you know, her mind is right now, while Cal is keeping his hidden because he's being more careful and strategic about it.
Right. More quiet.
So
Interesting.
I don't
That's
know. I
my-
didn't.
my theory.
I like that
That's cool.
theory. I didn't think about Maven because when I read that line of like no silvers ever being recorded of having two abilities, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, that could either just be her world building and just setting the rules and boundaries of what this
Right.
is, or that could be there to make us question if there ever might be
Yeah.
two a silver with two
Exactly.
abilities. So that's
Yeah.
also the way I started thinking about it too. I would almost like it better if Maven didn't have that second ability because that would make him a truly devious, and that would make the betrayal even more heartbreaking.
Mm.
Is that he doesn't have that ability and yet he was still able to manipulate her like that, like
Yeah.
that would be more heartbreaking to me.
Hmm.
True. I just feel
But I
like
like that idea though. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that'd
feel
be
like
cool.
there's a reason why the moms keep getting brought up, you know?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah,
So
that's a fair point.
we'll see.
Interesting.
All right, book friends, that was the end of part 3 of our deep dive on Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Let's keep the discussion going. We are Books Between Friends Pod on all platforms. Thank you so much for interacting with us in our socials. We look forward to chatting with you all about this book because obviously we have a lot to chat about. So, yes,
Yeah.
bring on those comments.
All right, you guys, on our next episode next week, the game is set, the crowns are watching, and nothing ends the way you expect. In part 4 of Red Queen, we dive into chapters 22 through the epilogue as alliances shatter, truths finally come to light, and the consequences of power finally hit. Plus, we are sharing our final ratings and where this beloved YA fantasy lands for us. This is the end, or is it?
Ooh.